Man, like, of the manner in which in many places mercantile books are authenticated, why, and by whom. Like, all these books, according, to the good customs of several countries where I have been, should be taken and shown to A, certain mercantile officers such as the consuls in the city of Perosa employ, and to him you should state that those are the books in which you intend to write down, or somebody else write down for you all your transactions in an orderly way, and also stating what kind of money the transactions therein should be entered, that is, whether in lire di PC or in lire di guasi or in ducati lire, etc., or in florins, in denarii, or in ounces, tari, grani, denari, etc. The good merchant should put down these things always on the first page of his book, and if afterwards the handwriting should be done by somebody else than the one stated at the beginning of the book, this should be recorded at the office of the said officer. The clerk should mention all this in the records of the said officer, that is, on such and such a day you presented such and such books, marked with such and such mark with books ordinance. One, so, and so, the other, so, and so, etc., of which books one has so many pages, another so many, etc., which books you said would be kept by you, or by so and so, but that it may be that in said memorandum book or scrapbook or blotter some person of your family might enter said transaction, as explained before in this easy. Said clerk shall write down on the first page of your books, in his own handwriting, the name of the said officer, and will attest to the truth of everything, and shall attach the seal of that office depressed, to make the book authentic for any case in court when they might be produced. This custom ought to be commenced exceedingly also the places where the custom is followed. Many keep their books in duplicate. They show one to the buyer, run all over that damn field, and one to the seller, and this is very bad because in this way they commit perjury by presenting books to the said officer. One cannot easily lie or defy these books after they have been. How entries should be made in the said memorandum book, and examples of the same we've said already. If you will remember that anyone in your family can make entries in the said memorandum book or scrapbook or blotter, therefore it cannot be fully stated how the entry should be made, because some members of your family will understand and some will not. But the common custom is this. Let us say, for instance, that you bought several pieces of cloth, for instance, 20 white bresciani at 12 ducats apiece. It will be enough simply to make the entry in this way. On this day, we have, or I have bought from Mr. Filippi di Ruffoni of Brescia 20 pieces of white bresciani. These goods are at Mr. Stefano Tagliapietra's place. One piece is so long according to the agreement and paid for as so many ducats, etc., marked with such and such number, etc. What the fuck are you teaching people? You suck so bad, now it's my turn to do your job. Now you're fired. You mention whether the cloth is a trilogy or a la piano, wide or narrow, fine or medium, whether the bergamo kind or Vincenza or Verano or Padua or Florence or Mantua. Also, you have to state here whether the transaction was made through a broker and whether it was made in cash entirely or part only in cash and part on time stating the time, or whether it was part in cash and part in trade. And this is, you must specify the things that were given in exchange. Number, weight measurement, and the price of the bushel, or of the piece, or of the pound, etc., or whether the transaction was all by payment on time stating the time when the payment should be made, whether on Galia de Baruta or on Galia de Fiandra or on the return day of a ship. That's a motherfucking statue. What? Or on the date of some fair or other festivity, as for instance on the next harvest day, or on next Easter, or on next Christmas, or on Resurrection Day, or Carnival Day, etc., according to what was understood in the transaction. Finally, I must say that in this memorandum book, nothing should be omitted. If it were possible, it should be noted what many others had said during the transaction, because as we have said about the inventory, the merchant never can be too plain. Chapter 9 of 9 ways in which the merchant usually buys and the goods which it is more or less necessary to buy.